Hello Inertie TV, greetings from Kaleh, Baguette. I'm using loads of layers with my music. The first thing I'm starting whenever I'm making a new track is using an ambience kind of feel. I'm always recording stuff from trains, metros, airports, just background noise. That's the first layer I'm using with almost all my tracks. And then I just start to texturize and make pads and atmospheres which are always going through the track and then just building up. I'm trying to make something familiar to the crowd, something they could relate in any way, and the background noise we always hear in a city or something is familiar to everybody. And then they listen to that, they say, yeah, I know this kind of sound, I'm familiar to it, and then everything that adds up to that kind of sound makes them feel more comfortable and they could relate easily to the music, even though they're not particularly into that kind of sound. But since it sounds a bit familiar, they're more friendly to listen to it. Actually, this is quite strange because the organic feeling of the music actually comes from just being Romanian. As I'm not the only one doing this kind of organic atmospheres and beats. Everyone is doing in their way. And it's really hard to say what I'm trying to portray in my music and send to the people, because it's really different how people interpret my music and what I am actually trying to say with the music. It's completely different, so it never relates, because every time I'm doing one track or the other, I'm always doing something because I'm feeling something in that moment. And whenever people are listening to the track when it's finished or released, they're getting a different feeling because they're in a different moment and in a different time and space, and I don't know, they're feeling something completely different from what I felt when I made it. But it's interesting because somehow most of the people are getting the same feeling, although this is completely different from what I'm trying to say with the music. Always use the element of surprise. I'm always starting with the kick in the wrong place or having some element kicking in totally unexpected. Just like French people are more familiar with musique concrète, which I'm a huge fan. That's 90% improvisation, just making stuff out of nothing and elements kicking in when you're not expecting. Only I'm doing it on a beat which goes in a loop that keeps you going. It's familiar, you're used to it, and all of a sudden you have different elements coming in and out, which is the element of surprise. I hate compression, limiting, all that kind of stuff. I like using dynamics in my music. So yeah, I'm quite technical with my sounds, and I'm working years to just do the mix down on a track. I mean, the whole album was done in 4 years. So every track has been through different stages of my evolution as a musician or a sound engineer or technician. So every time it goes through different set of years, because my years from now are different from the years I've had 1 year ago. So yeah, I'm quite technical with this kind of stuff. I'm really nitpicking on everything, every frequency. If something bothers me, even 0.5 decibels, I have to go in there and fix it. make the track in a moment, and then I have years to learn from it and develop it, test it, listen in again. And whenever I show the track to someone else, somehow I feel something is either missing or something is too much of it. You know, somehow when you show a track to a different person, instantly you know if something is wrong in a track. So you have to go and fix it because you just can't help it. Whenever I'm making music, I'm thinking that it's going to work in clubs is my last option. I'm always thinking this track should be heard in a more personal and isolated environment. You alone with your headphones on and a pair of speakers, and that's it. If it works in a club, it's fine. If it doesn't, also fine. But I'm mostly interested in giving a personal experience to just one person getting the record, putting on, listening, and that's it, and looking at it. That's why I'm taking a lot of time creating and using artworks that would work with the track or the release.